actually testing some mics out. This one's kind of low, I think. I'm gonna have to switch back to the old one. I don't know. Let me know if y'all can hear me. It looks low. Like I'm checking levels here. It looks too low. I think it always does that. I think it only has one channel on it. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me. I'll go ahead and bust out the Ernest Richardson. What's going on? Mark, what's up? Yeah, I think it's low. I think this was low here. Yeah, I think we'll have to switch to this, switch back. Let me see. Yeah, let me switch back to this Yeti mic. Cause this mic, I think yeah, it's too low. I figured it was. Yeah, this mic I usually use for other stuff, like other audio. It's loud when I do it with other things, but yeah, let me switch. Hold on, y'all. Okay, yeah, let me switch back. I gotta switch back. Thanks for telling me. Let me switch back. Let me mute that. Here we go. There we go. Woo, that's loud. Let me turn it down. All right. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, what about now, Mojo? Yeah, let me cut that down. I'll get that feedback on y'all. There we go. There we go. I was up here messing with these dang controls before I got on here. All right, y'all. How many we got in here? We got about 8 people. All right. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back to another live stream. Ernest said it was messed up. Okay. It does that sometimes. I be switching up. I shouldn't have been switching up right in the middle, but it's all good. Y'all can hear me. All right, to be said loud and clear. Okay, cool, cool. All right, y'all. So welcome back. Back once again. And we got a lot of stuff to talk about, within an hour. Yeah, shout out to my man Two Beast. I know you hit me up. And yeah, when you hit me up, I was in the middle of watching the card. I kind of been watching it in pieces throughout the weekend. I got in like 3 or 4 fights, like right whenever I seen some of y'all's messages. So forgive me, like y'all were throwing spoilers out in the comment section. So the minute I started reading in the spoilers, I would I would stop reading your comment. I didn't want to respond yet. Pine K said, "Who's this Shevchenko super fight?" Well, that's what we're gonna get to. We're gonna get to that. So yeah, man. Today we're gonna talk about. Of course, we're gonna talk about ONE FC first. I want to give you my review. I'm gonna go down 4 or 5 fights and just give my thoughts. And of course, we're gonna talk about Molly McCann and Jin Yoon Kim. And my question to y'all about Valentina is: there is no super fight. My question is, do you think Valentina will ever get a super fight? Do you think she'll ever get a super fight in her career? I mean, we're already kind of, I won't say she's on the tail end of her career, but I mean, she's at a good point where she's already established a lot, right? Stamina, what's up, man? Yeah, who else we got? Okay, Mojo, what's up? First off, let me go down the list. We got Ernest up in here. Ernest, Mark, Two Beasts, Pine K, Mojo, Stamina. What's up, y'all? Good to see y'all. Hope y'all had a good weekend. Anyway, though. All right, Valentina Shevchenko, though. That's just a question. I mean, y'all ever think about that? Do y'all think she'll ever get a super fight at this point in her career? I mean, not all fighters do, right? Not all fighters do. Some just go down as dominant champions, but that's something we can kind of think about. But ONE FC, Atomweight Grand Prix, I, for the most part, was entertained. I like what a lot of these ladies were bringing to the table. We had different styles, different looks, and different rules. I really think that this is a good way to really put WMMA on the map. It's good we get Invicta FC tournaments, but these tournaments here, man, it's like it just feels it's like a worldwide appeal to it. I brought TJ out with that question. that question brought TJ out. Look at him, he out here. What's going on, man? So yeah, ONE FC. That's what I want to talk about first. I like the fact that they have this kind of universal appeal, where everybody gets to see these cards. Everybody gets to see these all women tournaments. And I was just kind of looking at the live playback, and I just kind of saw like the live chat. It'd be popping up in there. I mean, people be talking stupid. People be talking reckless and juvenile in the chat, but that's anywhere you go. But people would just be tuning in and actually commenting on the fight. So I thought that was kind of interesting that, WMMA is really, really getting, it's really, really getting bigger. It's really getting bigger to a certain extent. I think, the more and more they do tournaments like this, it'll kind of put pressure even on the UFC. I think some people will disagree with that, but there'll be a point where the UFC might feel the need to. But that's the thing. I don't know. The UFC might never feel the pressure to put on an all-women's card. I don't think they would ever feel that because they know that they have such a strong male fan base that just want to see men fight that I don't think they ever would do that, I don't think they would. They should. I would love it if they did, but I don't think they would. They have trouble getting 4 women fights on one card now, so I don't know, man. I really don't. So yeah, ONE FC, interesting fights. Overall, there was a couple. Well, there was one close fight, that we've been talking about. I got on live stream yesterday, gave you my thoughts on the Zamboanga fight and Ham fight, and latest, I saw it too. I got your message too, Beast. That I saw that the fight is being reviewed, right? It's being reviewed, so we'll see what's going to happen with that. I mean, if they would just judge it right the first time, we wouldn't have them issues. Just do your job right the first time, and we won't have those type of issues, right? So, and we got about 13 of y'all in here. Make sure y'all hit the like button too. Like I said, every time y'all let me know that y'all hit the like button. That made me keep on doing this. So yeah, do that. Hit the like button. Yeah, do that for me, please. Hit the like button and I'll keep on going, like I always say. So yeah, this quarterfinals, man, very interesting. Yeah, Ritu Fogat was surprised me, but at the same time showed me what level she's on right now. Like, she's still having some trouble out there, and that can be said about her. Then that final fight between what's her name, the Brazilian grappler fighting the champion. That fight was crazy. But let me pull up the names here. I'm going to go down the list of fights, just kind of give you my thoughts on each one. Go here. Okay. Ernest says he's thinking about putting a $40 parlay on Hannah Goldie and Mandy Bohm this weekend, but I'm shook. Are we sleeping on Lauren Murphy? Uh-oh. Where Marcus Bell at up here? He ain't in here, is he? All right, so let's pull my stuff up here. Let's pull this fight schedule up, and then we can kind of go down the tournament together. Yeah, that was just a question. Like, I see that interest y'all too about will she ever have a super fight? That's just something I've been kind of thinking about. Because it just seems kind of like she's going to be going down as a dominant champion, which no problem. Not everybody gets a rival. That's fine, right? Oh yeah, shout out to the Muay Thai fighters too. The kickboxing matches, those were good too. There was a Muay Thai fight, and then there was a kickboxing match, and then there was an alternate bout. Alternate bout, it was okay. It wasn't really like a exciting fight. It was what's her name, Meg Yamaguchi and Julie Metsubarba. Metsubarba just went in there and controlled the fight. I mean, she was the taller, bigger fighter, just utilized her reach, her jab, and her right hand. And she was never really throwing anything too hard to me. Metsubarba was just in there controlling Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi just staying on the outside, getting pieced up, not really taking any chances. 5 foot, you know what I mean? She never really was able to utilize her height. And I don't even really think she was trying. At 38, 39 years old, she's been in the game for a minute now. I didn't really see like the energy like she was trying to win just in case she could step in. She was just kind of there. That's the vibe I got. I thought Metsubarba was just doing some basic work in there, controlling with her striking, and got a simple win. Got a simple win over Yamaguchi. But the first fight on the card, Itsuki Hirata and Alyce Anderson. Y'all know Alyce Anderson. I was talking about her the other day. I was a little bit worried about her stepping into a tournament like this, especially with heavy hitters, because she's been out for about 2 years. She's been out the game for 2 years. She's been fighting with Invicta. She's a fighter I've been watching for a while, following her on Instagram. She's a quick fighter, long, lean, atom weight, 5'5". She has a pretty long reach for the division. And, she can mix it up. Alyce Anderson is a very solid grappler, but she was just in there with a stronger fighter in Itsuki Hirata. Hirata was just so much more active to me. Early on in this fight here, I was already favoring Hirata, just because of activity, like I said, because Anderson been out for 2 years. I know that's going to have to factor in when you're stepping into a tournament. But shout out to Alyce Anderson for taking that chance. She didn't take no easy fight. She stepped her game up, said, I'm coming straight to this tournament, and, I want to perform. So this fight here early on, Anderson was jabbing, trying to pick her shots. She wanted to clinch up, take the fight to the ground, and try to look to submit Hirata early. Hirata, though, I think she was doing a good job of just staying in close, landing good ground and pound, some nice strikes. Anderson trying for them up kicks. But, Hirata, to me, I think she was just controlling it. She was landing some good kicks to the backside. It was Anderson laying down. Hirata was just so much more effective in this fight. Pressure, clinch, takedown, doing a little bit of everything here. Anderson did, I can't remember which round it was in, did score a knockdown. She did score a knockdown. I think it was the last round, whenever she was playing catch up. But the first round and the second round, I think that Hirata was just overall so much more effective on the ground. She controlled top position and was just really doing the more effective work here. And, like I said, they score these fights as a whole. They don't do it by rounds. So if you want to see effective work as an overall fight, you have to say Hirata was doing it. Hirata was doing it. But Anderson, she put that pressure on. Last round, dropped Hirata with a big right hand. But she made a mistake. I don't think she knew to follow up. Like, she should have followed up with more strikes instead of trying to clinch up and maul here. She tried to smother and maul Hirata, but I think that it would have been better if when Hirata went down, she would have tried to let her get back up and land another big shot. So that fight was pretty open and shut for me. I think Hirata, she did enough work in there. Anderson, I think she was just kind of, shaking off that two-year layoff rust. And she did good, for a fighter that was out for that long. She's only 26 years old, so wasn't too much to shake off because she's been training and staying active, behind the scenes. But Hirata was just a little bit too much for her. Just a little bit too much. Horige. Ernest over here talking about Horige. Oh, wow. He said Horige is Garasso's supposed to be. Oh yeah. Yeah. When that knockdown came in the third round, I was like, yo, just let her get back up. She shouldn't have went in though like that. She should have just let her get back up, create space, and try to score a knockout. Because at that point it was crunch time for Anderson. That's what I think. I think it was just crunch time, and she should have, went in and tried to get the knockout. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. After the knockdown, when it was scored, create the space. Because she dropped her, and when somebody falls, you have plenty of time to step back. That's what I think. But yeah, I think with Elise Anderson signing to 1, that's gonna be good for her. This is just beginning. This is a fight where you can just say, okay, she's cool. We give her that. We definitely give her that, since she took a hard fight after 2 years off. Oh man, this Ritu Fogart fight in Mungbo, Ritu Fogart. All right, first I'll say this, man. Ritu Fogart, she's got some work to do. She's got a lot of work to do. Marcus Bell, what's up? Ritu Fogart, I'm gonna say she's similar to. No, I ain't gonna compare her to this girl. No, I'm not gonna compare. I'm not even gonna bring up the name. No, I'm not gonna do that. Ritu Fogart, I think, great wrestler, and what she showed Friday night was heart and grit, and the ability to just, I won't say like technically adjust, but just come back on the fly. Then you factor in Mungbo just kind of fought the wrong fight here. Like Mungbo to me had the better striking of the two wrestlers. So what do? Mungbo, solid, strong wrestler. Ritu Fogart, also great wrestler. What do? You got to cancel it out. You can't give this person a chance. So for Mungbo, she started off right with her hands. She was landing some nice shots. She was doing good damage, right? She was doing some good damage here. So my thing was like, just keep it standing. But there was a point in this fight where Mungbo, like, she started to get winded. She let Ritu Fogart, switch gears and go hard. Fogart kind of I ain't gonna say it. I'm not gonna I ain't gonna bring that name up because y'all gonna be like, oh, I disagree with that. But the thing about Ritu Fogart, she shows guts. And she's a 3-round fighter. She's dangerous. Definitely not the best striker, because she was having trouble in this fight. Like, when she gets to the ground, her striking is effective. That's where she's like scrappy. Well, I will say this. Another name we could say Ritu Fogart could become that she doesn't want to become is Jillian Robertson. That this name just popped up to me on the fly. You don't want to be that. No offense, but I'm just saying, like, Ritu Fogart, you don't want to be that, because eventually when you get to the harder fighters, the better strikers, the harder hitters, they will knock you out. I think Mungbo did nicely in this fight, controlling the center, just stuffing the takedowns early on. The takedowns were a little bit telegraphed. She was bigger, stronger. Fogart was just kind of wild with them shots. Then Mungbo cracked her with that big right hand the first round, dropped her. Fogart, she was taking heavy shots in that last minute, and then Mungbo like went in for she mounted her, right, and then she went in for that armbar attempt, and I thought it about to be over, because you could see the striking and grappling almost favoring Mungbo here. So I was like, eventually she's gonna get stopped or submitted, because Ritu Fogart was on wobbly legs after eating that big right hand. Just really not good at measuring distance, the way she was throwing her strikes. She was really having trouble. That's why she was like stepping in halfway and getting cracked with them shots. Then Fogart, she shot in and missed with another takedown in the second round, and Mungbo cracked her again. And once again, Fogart, she goes in for another takedown, but she almost gets submitted again. She goes in, leaves herself open, she almost gets submitted. So Fogart, she's able to take that top position and work some strikes and knees here. And this is what I'm saying. When she kicks in, that heart, the heart makes her adjust. The heart starts to make her adjust here. That she's really not doing anything technically great, but when she's able to get out of that submission attempt, she'll turn the fight in her favor by getting into that side control. Then she started landing some good ground and pound on Mongbo and gassing Mongbo out. So if you look at the strength of Mongbo, it's there. Like, she might take big shots, but she's very durable, and she was able to escape, but, she took her foot off the gas, and I think by the end of this round, Foghat was gassed, Mongbo was gassed, but the one fighter that wanted it more when it came down to it was Ritu Foghat. Foghat, she went in again, missed another takedown, ate some strikes again. Foghat gets a takedown. Then she starts working some good knees and elbows. And here, this round kind of reminded me of Carla Esparza and Yan Xiaonan. Just the way Ritu Foghat kept that side control. And she was just like kneeing her in the body, hitting her with elbows. And like Mongbo kept looking up at the clock. She was just getting mauled and dominated. So she just let it slide. She just let it slide out of her hands here. Mongbo, to me, had the reach, the size, and the striking advantage, but she didn't have the heart. Like, I won't say she didn't have heart, but she didn't have the heart like Ritu Foghat. Foghat came back, switched gears, and said, "Look, I'm getting it. I'm getting it." And she mauled her, man. She mauled her and controlled her in that third round, and that was it, man. I mean, Foghat, you got to give her credit. She fights off her heart. Like I said, it's dangerous because her striking ain't there. She's such a, shoot-in fighter like Carla Esparza, but she's going to need that striking, man, for real. Mark said, Mong underestimated Ritu. She thought she'd get the KO easily. Looked like Mong didn't train for it to go more than one round. Yeah, I agree, man. Like, I think that she was ready to load up on big shots. Oh, you said, Mark, she wanted to load up on a couple big shots and let that be it. Don't work like that. Don't work like that. With even, B. Nguyen found that out with Foghat. You know what I mean? Like, she's got too much heart. Way too much heart to just go in there and just give it up. That's not her style. Yeah, TJ, Foghat just wanted it more. She just wanted it more. Because, I mean, when she got hit like one or two times and she was wobbly, it was like, nah, man, her body wouldn't say it wouldn't let her give up. That's something you got to give her a lot of credit for, though. Let's talk about this rematch. Aliona Rasahina versus Stamp Fairtex 2. My first thoughts on this fight. I don't know, like, what do y'all think here? I'm kind of thinking about this in two different ways. Like, Stamp Fairtex, did it look like the loss affected her performance? Did the loss look like it, did the first fight look like it affected her performance this time around? Or did she really want to try her grappling? What do y'all think? Mark, what do you think? I mean, Stan Fairtex, the first time she dominated the first fight, she was beating Rasahina up, rocking her, taking crazy chances. And of course, she got that, she got locked into that guillotine and controversial tap in her opinion. But what do you think, man? Like, do you think that affected her psychologically, or did she really want to try her grappling this time around? Because I was like, man, like, you got the striking. You got the striking. Like, Rasahina's not taking any chances here. Like, why not just go for broke like last time? Just don't go to the ground. I think she gave Rasahina too many chances this time. That's just my opinion. Arthur Antonio Nguyen, what's going on, man? He said Mingbo got low IQ. Yes, he do. She did, man. Right. Instead of going for an armbar, she should have made it a stand-up fight. Exactly. I think, much like Elisa Anderson, she should have created space, right? When Foghat gets back to her feet, hit her one or two more times, and that'll be it. Don't let her, don't take it to the ground, because you give that person time to recover. You give them time to recover, and they'll smother, and they'll rest. You know what I mean? So you let that person get back up, create space, and you take them out. Lolita, what's up? Lolita said, have you discussed McCann versus Kim yet? Not yet. Not yet. I will after the one card. So stick around. Stamp likes going for grappling too much. I don't know what she was doing. I love Stan Fairtex. Y'all know I'm a fan of her. It's like watching a Street Fighter game, man, when she come out dancing and, with the energy. I love it. I love the energy of Stan Fairtex, but she was grappling a little too much, man. Like, Stamp early in the fight, picking her shots on Aliona. And, Aliona goes for that takedown. Gets it. And as soon as she does that, she's looking to submit. Locks on that neck. Stamp pounces back up, right? And here I was like, uh-oh. She's actually having trouble escaping. So Aliona, she's delivering those knees, trying to soften Stamp up, going for that guillotine. But, Stamp, she's able to get the back. And as it goes back down, she tries to lock in her own submission. She tries to go for that rear naked choke. So I'm like, okay, maybe this was a benefit here, right? Maybe she's going to get it. Maybe she found that opening. But Aliona escaped. And I think Stamp ended the round with the momentum going her way. But the beginning of the round, Aliona was just controlling Stamp Fairtex. Like, she was, I think, putting a nightmare in her head there. Like, yeah, you're going to get it again. This time I'm going to submit you earlier. And I think it kind of went into the second round because she was showing a lot of respect to Aliona this time around. Stamp had a nice body attack, picking her shots again. Aliona, couple good left hands, and she was going to the legs a little bit. Aliona goes in for another double leg takedown. Stamp, back, she's back down again. Aliona tried for another takedown. Stamp took the top position. She took advantage of it here, and this was another one of those close rounds because she was trying to spend too much time here. Stamp ended with a top position, but every time she would get taken down, she would try to grapple with Aliona. Like I said, maybe she wanted to face her fear, but to me, it would have been smarter for her to just keep it standing, just to keep it standing. Arthur said, don't let me get started on Elise Anderson. Hey, man, she been out for 2 years. Give her, I'm going to give her a little bit of leeway, man. Mark said close fight, but Stamp did enough. Looked like she was practicing for future fights against grapplers. Maybe, yeah, okay. Yeah, Marcus, Ritu Fogart, definitely tough. Definitely tough and scrappy, man. I like what I saw as far as heart. But yeah, that last round with Stan Fairtex, she was able to reverse another takedown attempt, right? And when she did that, she was able to showcase them grappling skills. Like y'all said, she showcased some grappling skills, got the back of Aliona, was able to get a top position, land some hard shots on Aliona. But then Aliona, she gets that triangle, almost gets the arm bar. But she escaped. And I was like, okay, all right, Stan Fairtex, she's trying to show her skills. She escaped the armbar attempt. Very scary armbar attempt, right? And then she got back to the top position, got the ground and pound in. Aliona was looking tired towards the end. But, they finished it. No stoppage this time around. Not as dominant for Stan Fairtex. Close fight, but yeah, I gave as a whole, because I'm trying to watch these fights and concentrate on them as a whole, and not like the UFC fights where I'm, judging rounds here. But I think that Stan Fairtex did enough, because she was much more effective on the ground. Her stand-up was better. And, she was defending a lot of the submission attempts from Aliona. But Aliona was still game, though. Don't get me wrong. She was game. I think she's always going to have a style that's going to be trouble for, a fighter like Stan Fairtex, though. He said, I think she's stupid and a hard hitter going to knock out McCann. Oh, man. Yeah, we're going to talk about that fight. Hang on, y'all. I know y'all. Let me know. Don't get me started on that fight, though. Oh, man. Two Beasts, where you at? We got to talk about this fight. The fourth fight. Denise Zambawanga. Oh, man. I think I gave y'all some good points yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Oh, boy. Like I said, man, I don't really use the word robbery too much. I never had to, but this year has been crazy, man. This Mark said Stan versus Fogat or Harada. Ooh, I would like Stamp Fogat. I like that fight. Yeah. Okay, so Zamboanga, oh man, like this is the third time this year I had to use the word robbery. Like I told y'all before, like I know what a robbery is, and I know when certain people are in their feelings about a fighter and they call it a robbery. So this time around when I say robbery, no, man, I'm not trying to just say it because I'm a fan of one fighter. I think it's obvious. My prediction, I said Siu Han would probably edge this fight out off of experience, right? But no, man, she didn't win this fight. She didn't do enough to win this fight. If you watch it as a whole and you don't go by round by round, Siu Han fought her behind off in this fight. Definitely. It was a robbery. It was a pure robbery. Third time this year I had to use that word pretty much. And I was just like, it ain't me. It's got to be the judges. Oh, that TJ, I know you playing. Oh, we ain't even going to go there on that one. Yeah, he playing. When a fighter pretty much works it behind off and does everything right and has it taken away from them by somebody that doesn't deserve it, that sounds like a robbery, right? I just got paid, I'm leaving McDonald's, wherever, with my paycheck, just got off of work. I walk out the door, somebody puts a gun to my head, takes my check and runs. That's a robbery, right? Because he just took something I worked hard for and he didn't deserve it. That's not his, right? I think that's what a robbery is, right? I think that's what it is. Anyways, I didn't see anything Soy Ham done in this fight to make me say, oh, could have went either way. Nah, not this time. She had good moments, but never enough in the fight to make me say it was hers. I never even felt like Denise needed a knockout or a finish. I thought it was pretty much open and shut. Like I said, that was my opinion, and I think a lot of people felt the same way, especially if you're just watching the fight. You're watching it, and you're seeing what a fighter is doing to make certain adjustments, taking chances and being effective with the chances. You can't deny that person to win, So I don't care what anybody says. Like I said, it ain't nothing to say, I'm making up stories about or just saying you're a fan. No, man, I'm a fan of her. I've seen a few of Denise Zamboanga's fights, but it's not like I'm gonna go to bat. But now I am, because I was impressed with her heart and her style. Now I'm a fan because I've really been focused on what she can bring to the table, and it has nothing to do with that. Same way I said with Macy and Miranda. Like, yeah, push Miranda, but I think Miranda was robbed of a fight. Putting bias aside, Miranda was robbed of a fight, of a win. Same deal, Denise Killholz. So this fight here, man, like starting off, I thought it was about to go in the favor of Ham because Ham's left hand was looking sharp in the first few minutes, measuring well. I like Soy Ham's approach, from the southpaw stance, but Denise right away, it's crazy because Denise Zamboanga she did something like right away that I said she needed to do. Like I saw how she was like showing the respect. She was on the outside, right? It looked like she didn't know what to do at first. I was like, okay, you fighting the southpaw. She's setting up the left hand, right? Here's what you got to do. And as soon as I said it in my mind, she blasts in behind the right hand and she clinches up. She blasts in behind the right hand and she clinches up. And that's what you got to do. Take the southpaw off of their feet. Don't let them get their feet set. You know why? A lot of people don't understand, like, you should back a southpaw up because most people fight orthodox, right? I think we all know that. Boxing, striking, MMA, people are used to seeing the footwork of an orthodox fighter. So you don't really want a southpaw to set their feet because you're not used to that angle where the jab is coming from. you're not used to the angle of the jab or the straight left hand. So it's wise to always keep your lead foot on the outside of the southpaw's lead foot. But if you can, back them up or take them out of their stance. That's why I say like Valentina. Valentina fights southpaw a lot, right? So same with her. You let her get into a stance, she's going to blast you with left hands. So Zamboanga backs her up, clinches up, gets some good inside fighting in. And, gotta say, takedown defense was on point. But the fight from here in the first round started to go into the favor of Zamboanga because of that pressure, fighting in the phone booth and clinch fighting and just being effective here. Taking Silham out of her rhythm. Like, it wasn't like great work. Like, it wasn't like spectacular work, but it was effective work. Robert Henry, what's up? He said, somebody take my Big Mac and my large. We're going to feel Rob. That's right. They didn't earn it, man. They didn't earn it. They took it. But yeah, second round. Started getting some nice 1-2s from Ham, right? But Denise, to me, she was just adjusting better, I think. Well, no, second round, that striking range from Ham, it was being effective, right? So Denise came in with that pressure at an angle again, landed another right hand off the back foot to close the distance. Denise, she shot in, got a takedown, locks both Ham's legs up, but Ham was able to get back up. And then, Denise, she puts that pressure back on again, starts landing right hands, back to where she wants it, inside fighting and just keeping the fight off balance. So again, another round that was in the favor of Denise Zamboanga because her game plan was working much more. To me, her game plan was much more effective. They weren't really calling these right hands. Like I said, I turned the commentating up at one point. I don't know why I did that. I turned it right back down, man. When she went in to land her left hand, Zamboanga caught her with a good right hand. She was hitting her with some clean right hands, and they weren't calling them. So I said, let me turn this crap back down. And big right hand hits her. And I was like, okay, she's getting a rhythm here. Zamboanga's got a rhythm with her right hand. So I don't know how they were not seeing it going in her favor from here. I know third round, Ham starting off with a little, Pac-Man jab. You know how she likes to kind of like reach out and grab your hand. She try to paw your jab. You know how she's kind of like the little gator hand. You know what I mean? Like when she's catch a jab. Let me turn this. Hold on one second. Oh, there goes my USB. All right, there we go. Anyways, so like I said, she kind of throws that little jab out like she's grabbing your hand. But I think Denise, she just was controlling it so much better. I mean, even after that headbutt in the last round, it kind of made her turn it up a little bit more. She started to turn it up. I think she knew at this point, like, I got to finish this fight here, in case anything happens with, this blood. She did land a head kick, too. Yeah. Like, Denise landed a head kick on Soya Ham, and there's a point in there I was like, uh-oh. Like, it looked like she was a little bit dazed from eating that head kick. And then, like I said, after the headbutt, man, after that headbutt, Zamboanga, she went after it. She wanted to cap the round off. She got a big slam. She picked Soya Ham up, got that takedown, put her on her back. Just pretty much to me was going for broke at this point. I thought it was clear. I thought it was clear she was the much more effective fighter in this one. She did a little bit of everything. Zamboanga was measuring nice with her head kicks. Throughout, I'd say the majority, maybe like 3 minutes of every round, she seemed to be a little bit more in control. Like, So y'all, maybe like 2 minutes of a round here and there, she would kind of be picking her shots and have some moments. But even she wasn't like taking full control. Like she was never really like landing big shots. So I don't know. Yeah, they were talking about the fight being reviewed now. I mean, if y'all want to put that link up there, I'll read through it. I got the link charging on my phone, which is charging. So I mean, if y'all got that link, we can kind of run through that review, because like you said, they're gonna review the fight, right? So we'll see what happens. But I had Zamwanga winning. Watched it again. My mind ain't changed. Let's see. Arthur said one championship should look at the UFC. The Barber Maverick fight was a robbery. Exactly. But you don't see the UFC capitulating to the fans calling for an overturn, because they know it was show bias. It was so weird that one UFC championship scores as a whole while having rounds. If they want to score by a whole, they should just have a 15 straight minutes. I mean, that would be crazy, man. Like a 15-minute scrap. It makes it easier for us, because like I'm having to cancel out the breaks and just have my mind running. Like, can't think of it as a round. We gotta keep going. Like, don't give them no breaks. Let them scrap for 15 minutes. Y'all want a whole fight? Oh man, that's funny. That's what I was thinking, man. Because every time there's a break, I'm like, yo, this is a whole fight. We gotta keep going. Y'all don't need no break. No, that would be messed up, right? Oh man, though, I'm just I don't have that link up here right now. Yeah, if they're gonna do it that way, just do it round by round, because they don't even do stats. They don't even do stats, man. What's the deal? They only be doing stats. 2B said read the elimination and rounds for that scoring system. Right. If you want that scoring system, eliminate the rounds. That's what it is. And 2B's was saying that earlier she landed only one punch in the first round, and then Denise landed a right cross. Exactly. Yeah, the right cross led to her clinch. That was good work. Very good work. Yeah. But it's incompetence. That's all it is to me. This is a situation where you can't really make an argument. Like I said, I'm not one to do that, especially when you had close fights. Like, if people say, "Oh, Lauren Murphy and JoJo Calderwood." Like, you didn't really hear me say JoJo was robbed in that fight. Like I said, I'm a fan of JoJo, but you didn't really hear me say. I think she won, but I could see where she lost. If I can say that, then it's not really a robbery. If I can say that, I can see I had this person winning, but I could see where they slipped up, But that wasn't the case in this one. Arthur said, do you think one should have the power to review and overturn decisions instead that they have a third party review? I think it's kind of shady to have an in-house review. I think it should be a third party. I think it should clearly be like a third party, because they might just say, "Oh, we're gonna just keep it the same," or they might even just kind of cancel it out and say there's no purpose to it. So I think third party would be smart. To grab one of us, grab me. I'll judge it. I watched it 2 times already, and my mind hasn't changed. This ain't like Zhang Weili versus Joanna. It all kind of where it depends on what you look at. I mean, y'all just clearly took a person's opportunity. Dang, y'all took her too, man. She was 8-0. Damn. What's wrong with y'all? 2B says scales of 1 to 10, striking at distance. Denise 8.5, Ham 10, grappling. Grappling. Grappling was definitely Denise all the way. 70% of the fight was grappling. Yeah, man. That's why I said, like, I'm doing it by time codes. Like, I say Sohee Ham, her striking was effective for about a minute, maybe 90 seconds of a round, and the rest was Denise. And the rest was Denise, man. Yeah. Oh, Marcus Bell sending don't send the OnlyFans here, man. No, just okay. You got some pictures of Amanda Nunes and Kayla Harrison training. Hold on. Don't be sending me no Roxy picture. Oh, don't be sending no Roxy pictures this way, Marcus. I'll block you. I'll time you out for 500,000 seconds. Okay, so that's my thoughts on that fight, though. You know, like I said, we talked about it yesterday. I think Sohee Ham lost the fight, and it's hard to see. It's hard to make me say who I want to see her fight next, because I just didn't feel no satisfaction there. So I don't know. Hopefully they overturn it, though. I mean, it's kind of messed up. You have to overturn that, though, man. I don't know. Nisa Mwanga representing the Philippines. Yeah, man, she's been winning too, man. I don't know what they were thinking. All right, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about this championship fight. Let's talk about the main event here. I pronounce her name. Is it Song Jingnong? Jingnong Song. Michelle Nicolini. All right, so Song Jingnong versus Michelle Nicolini. Let me say this. This fight's a good learning lesson. You know, this fight was a good learning lesson. You know why? This fight will teach you why you need to be a well-rounded fighter. Okay? Like, not the best action in the world. It's not like a high-paced grappling match. Not like a barn burner on the feet. But it was a fight that'll teach you something. Like, Michelle Nicolini's like almost 40. But in this fight here, you know, she was really fighting like somebody who's never been in the cage before. Was that just me? You know, I thought Song was in there, you know, just putting on a simple striking clinic on Nicolini, the challenger. I mean, Nicolini, what was it? What was it with her in this fight? Was she really that outgunned? Like, was she really that dependent on her grappling in this fight? I mean, let's look at this as a whole here. Like, we ain't even going to break this thing by round, because every round was about the same. It got worse and worse for Nicolini. Again, I was looking at this on ONE FC, right? And they had the title put up, you know, champion versus 12-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion Michelle Nicolini, right? Putting them accolades up there ain't gonna help you win a fight, first of all, because that's what it looked like in there. It looked like a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion fighting an MMA fighter. Nicolini did not look like an MMA fighter, but she probably a solid BJJ practitioner, of course. But she did not look like an MMA fighter in there. Right from the jump, Song was just fighting at this very slow, methodical pace, picking her shots, stuffing every single takedown, stuffing all of these takedowns that were telegraphed, getting hit with big right hands. And the pace wasn't really high. It really wasn't a high-paced fight, but Nicolini was gassing out. You know, Nicolini was really gassing out in this fight. And I think it was maybe because of her, because she was shooting for the angles. Y'all know y'all always talk about Carla Esparza. At least Carla, y'all, when she shoot for them angles, she'll get it. But Nicolini was in here missing by a mile. You know, Song was controlling this fight with the easiest punches, like nothing really like bad intentions here. I think it was the second round where she dropped Nicolini. I was like, hey, end it. let's end this, you know, because I don't think this is going to change. Nicolini, laying on her back, getting frustrated, trying to lure Song in. It doesn't work that way. You know, stand up. You know, if you want to get your takedowns, work your striking. Oh, what do I always say too on this channel, y'all? Like when we talking about we talking about grapplers. Okay, you got a ground game. That's what you want to do. Fine. But you need to have some hands. Nicolini did not have hands in this fight. You know, it never crossed her mind to close the distance with a jab or right hand and feint, switch levels, and get a takedown. You know, and that's what differs a grappler from. That's where you can see the separation from a grappler and a wrestler sometimes. I think a wrestler can. What do y'all think? I mean, I think a wrestler can prosper a little bit more than just somebody who's a pure Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. You know what I mean? Like, I think you can put it in a wrestler's mind that to get a takedown, you will have to score strikes. You will have to touch up on your boxing a little bit, and your boxing ain't even have to be at A plus. Your boxing could be a B minus or a C. But if you know how to throw a jab and switch stances, you can eventually get what you want. You know, I think Carla Esparza gets that now. I think Mackenzie Dern is getting that now. But she still needs that wrestling element. But to me, I think the wrestling element is really, really needed in the world of MMA, more so than just coming in as a 12-time BJJ world champion, right? I mean, that's just me. Yeah, Nicolini will win easy when she gets to the ground, but sometimes it won't get there. You know, sometimes it just won't get there. You know, that's what, and that's why fighters like Amanda Ibas would take the jab approach, the striking approach when she fights like a Mackenzie Dern. You know what I mean? Like, she'll take that approach because she doesn't want to take a chance and grapple with Mackenzie Dern, because she knows when she gets there, that's it. Yeah, Angela Lee, you know, she want to go to the ground with Nicolini, and she welcomes that all day, man. Like, Nicolini wanted this fight on the ground, like, so bad, like, just laying back thinking that Song is going to be crazy enough to go in, but she never did. She would take the walk, let the referee stand her back up, and then go back to piecing her up. You know, just breathing hard throughout this fight and getting hit behind the knee, you know, them leg kicks. She just looked really, really out of it in this fight. I think she could have stopped her, but, you know, Song, she kind of took her foot off the gas and didn't have the kill switch either, man. You know, she just didn't have that kill switch to get her out of there either. So it made it for an interesting learning experience. Like, you know, why grappling is not going to get you what you really want all the times. You have to be well-rounded, you know what I mean? 2B said give her Stamp. I think she gets past Stamp, given her striking credentials and grappling against Rossellini. I don't think she gets past it. Yeah, I think Stamp is a little bit too aggressive. I think you could beat yeah. As Arthur said, Ham versus Stamp, about 1, Ritu versus Harada. I think I might have to go with Ritu in that Harada fight if that happens. Mark said y'all don't like post-fight scoring. Post-fight scoring, I don't know. I think the thing with post-fight scoring, I think you have to really make sure that you can remember exactly what happened, because I think sometimes the problem with that, if I'm remembering right, like some people were saying, like, you know, they only remember what happened last in like the last couple minutes. I don't know. At least open scoring with like Invicta does, it's a little bit better. Martha says, funny seeing Nicolini doesn't have wrestling at all, so she has to have other fighters to take. She has to have her opponent to take to the ground. Yeah, man, like she just don't have it like that, man. Like, and at 38, I don't think it's gonna come, man. I don't. But yeah, overall, the card was solid. The fights were good, entertaining. The statement was made with this type of empower card for, the atomweight division. And I think we need more like this. Championship fight, like I said, it was okay. It wasn't great. I liked Zamboanga's performance. I just didn't like the outcome. I think Mongbo and Ritu Fogat was really like the highlight fight on here. It was, I like that one. Stan Fairtex came through, did what she had to do to get her win. But yeah, that fight was, Fogat was entertaining, man. It really was. So, Molly McCann and Jin Yoon Kim. And we were talking about that one card for like an hour. Dang. Are we still here? Y'all still here? I appreciate that. Yeah, they have it. Yeah, I might have to do that. Watch it back in slow motion. Yeah, they have the replay. So yeah, Molly McCann and Jin Yoon Kim. I was riding with Jin Yoon Kim in this fight, as far as my pick, but Molly McCann just, you can't count the boxer out that she is. Like, she showed me another level here, that she's a dog. And can be a bully in there. She's very scrappy. And it all comes against, particular styles. Molly McCann is not really like a great well-rounded fighter, but she's a high-paced boxer. And if you give her a stand-up fighter, she'll look good. And that was one thing I almost forgot to factor in. Like, I thought Jin Yoon Kim would have been more of a standard ground pressure fighter here. Use that 10-inch reach. But man, Molly McCann was just bullying and disrespecting Jin Yoon Kim to the fullest, man. Like, I really didn't see this fight being as close as people think it was. Like, maybe I need to watch it again. Let me watch it again later, and we'll talk again tomorrow. But I think Jin Yoon Kim I think Molly McCann won the fight. I think Molly McCann did win the fight, with her aggression, her dirty boxing, and just having more moments there. Like I said, that's what I saw first time. I think Molly McCann did a good job of getting on the inside of the longer fighter, getting on the inside and using her right hand and bumping Jin Yoon Kim. Like, when she would step in on Jin Yoon Kim, she would bump her and knock her back. She would punch her, land a couple punches, then she would bump her and knock her off balance and push her. I was just like, wow. Like, come on, you're the bigger fighter here. Like, why are you not standing your ground? Like, you walk Alexa Grasso down, you walk so-and-so down, but you really having trouble with Molly here. But like I said, Molly's a physical fighter, unless it's Taylor Santos, or, fighters with ground games. She was really having her way in this fight. She didn't have the fear of Jin Yoon Kim taking her to the ground, But I think Molly McCann, was just doing a good job of mixing everything up here. The effective aggression, the punches, the getting on the inside, the dirty boxing. I think, Jin Yoon Kim, Ernest, I ain't gonna knock her. I am not gonna knock her right hands when they landed. Jin Yoon Kim had moments, but she needed to turn them moments into dominance. You know what I mean? Like, I needed to see more from Jin Yoon Kim. Like, 1, 2 down the pipe, jab from the jump. She never established the jab. That's why Molly McCann didn't mind standing in the pocket like she was. Molly McCann ate some right hands here and there. She ate some. Yeah, she got time now. Like, when she would step in, boom, boom, 1, 2 would crack her right on the chin. And I thought Jin Yoon Kim was gonna go for that knockout because she wasn't gonna win the fight in the cards. I didn't think so, man. I was like, Molly McCann is just too much like a Tasmanian devil on her right now. So should have been on Jin Kim to set the pace with the long punches, keep the fight long, fight tall. Molly McCann was there to be hit. That was a more well, I'm gonna say embarrassing, but that was the disappointing thing that Jin Kim showed us again. Like, Molly McCann is there to be hit, but you will not fight tall. You will not continue to fight like that. You're like, what are you doing? Like, these little moments you're having, that's good, but take over the round with the 1-2. Her basic 1-2 could have won the fight. Her basic 1-2 and a tie clinch. Jin Kim needs a tie clinch. I'm going to say it right. Jin Kim got the height. She got that length. She needs a tie clinch so she can control the head of short fighters and knee the crap out of their bodies. If this was JoJo, JoJo would have destroyed. Well, I won't say destroy, like, not meatball out, but JoJo would have dog walked Molly McCann, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I think physical fighters that can control her head and body, that's trouble for Molly. Stamina said 29-28 is exactly what it should have been. Yeah, I think so. I first time around, I didn't see Jin Kim doing enough to win. Like, there was never a moment where I said, oh, she got it. Beautiful punches in the fight. Beautiful right hands when she used them, but she didn't win the fight. 2B said, I'd say Molly won, but agree that it was close. Definitely no robbery. Yeah, this was no robbery. Arthur said, I would say McCann has a skill that Kim doesn't have, and that's working the crowd. She would scream, get hit, and get the crowd hyped. Yeah, and that just shows you how, like, she was not getting Kim's respect, man. Like, them punches weren't doing enough. Like, she needed to get some knockdowns. Mark said Meatball won. He's a Molly McFan now. Molly basically said, F your range, I'm going to haymaker you to death. To be exactly, man. Yeah, she did, man. She just said, forget this range. I am just dropping haymakers. I'm in the pocket with you. It's over. It's like, it's my fight. TJ, Stamina is biased? How is he biased? He's biased there? Don't take the bait, Stamina. Never mind. Or the Meatball is going to lose to the next grappler she fights. Oh, yeah. Molly McCann's no power. Don't know why Kim was scared. Kim never been knocked out. Right. Yeah, Lolita. Like, she was just in that like a whirlwind, man. She was just like a Tasmanian devil, just on her, man. She never set her feet. She could never fight tall. It was just, it was just kind of like disappointing. Yeah, Molly has a speed advantage. Molly's got a speed advantage. I think the better timing was from Kim, but Kim just never could set it. She could never set it because by the time she set her feet, she was getting pushed back. That dirty boxing was effective, man. Dirty boxing's no joke, man. She was like 1-2, 1-2, push. She would bump. She would bump her. She would bump Jin Kim back and push her back into the fence. I was like, wow, she said, forget you. Yeah, they had to give her a fight so she wouldn't get cut, yeah. But yeah, she will lose to the next grappler, yeah, I think so, yeah. Because you can't go in there like that. Oh, okay, well, Robert Henry said he think JoJo would finish her, yeah. I'm trying to give her a little credit for the chin, but yeah, you may be right. Because, like I said, you need a tie clinch in there. Mr. Lee, what's going on? Mr. Lee said McCann versus Kim was one of the worst fights ever seen. They both are paper tigers. I would never watch either one of them pretend to fight again. It was an entertaining fight, man, for the level it was on, Oh, Mark was just playing. Rob Henry, you did. Hold on. Let me bring that back. Can't bring that back? Mark said stamina. Yeah, Marcus said stamina loves Patty. You know that guy Patty. He's just messing. You have to delete that. That was kind of funny. Patty Pimlet or Patty Pinball. Man, that hairstyle get on my nerve, man. I was like, what is this? I guess he gonna be the next big thing now. People hyping him up. Guy up in there getting hit with big punches like that. Where they gonna be on him when he gets dropped? Y'all still gonna love him when he get dropped when he on his back? Yeah, I think Robert Henry. I think you might have you might have butt removed somebody's comment there. I ain't even watch his interview. I was like, man, I gotta take my eyes off of this hair. It's like getting on my nerves right now. They're gonna Beatles hair. Ernest said Patty's gonna be the next great white hype that Dana pushes until he gets folded in hilarious fashion. It's coming too. The way he got hit in this fight is coming. It's gonna be here early. It's gonna be earlier than people think, man. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that fight though. I think Molly won. I think she did. I think Molly won the fight. I don't even think I have to watch it again now. Don't even seem like everybody's in a disagreement because I thought I was missing something. But it seems everybody said Molly won. So that saved me some time. I don't have to go back and watch that fight now, right? Anyways. Okay, so real quick, let's jump back. I know y'all kind of found this interesting though. Like, what do y'all think? Let's go back. Let's backtrack. Let's talk. Because y'all already started talking about it, so we got to somewhat move forward and backtrack here. Valentina Shevchenko, man. You know, she's been in the game for a minute now. The longest reigning flyweight champion, because there's never been any other flyweight champion except Nico Montano, right? So you can pretty much say Valentina's division. This is Valentina's division until she's ready to go. But do you think, you know, with her being so dominant and with the way things are going in the flyweight division and the way she's just able to defend her belt in dominant fashion 4 times, and then she has a 6th time coming up at the age of 33, having done so much now in the UFC. Do you ever see Valentina Shevchenko having a super fight? Do you see Valentina ever having a super fight, man? You know, I just got to think about that because it seems like, you know, casual fans in the UFC, you know, they want to force super fights sometime, and you can't force a super fight. You really can't. Like, super fights are what the fighters make them and what the fans know what they should be. That's as simple as that. You know, I think Valentina Shevchenko, having gone on such a dominant run now, you know, I have to ask that, am I missing something? Like, do you see a super fight happening here? Because right now, unfortunately, I don't see one. I don't see a super fight for Valentina Shevchenko. But according to the UFC, DC, Dan Harding, y'all see something in Zhang Wei Li where she could be the super fight. I mean, I don't, you know, and when I think super fight, I think my definition is when you have 2 titans that everybody wants to see. You know, everybody, not just the 2 best in the division or the 2 best in, like, you know, side by side, you know, divisions where somebody can move up. Not just that, but super fight to me was like back in the day before this Triller before this Triller stuff was like Mike Tyson and Roy Jones, a super fight. John Jones and Francis Ngannou, you know what I mean? Super fight that everybody wants to see. Casuals have come from everywhere. Take time to learn a fighter's name. Act like they know who they are. Be fighting, be up in the barbershop, up at work, trying to act like they know this person. They be debating back and forth with people knowing they don't really know. That's kind of what I think of as a super fight. Floyd and Manny, didn't turn out the way people wanted, but, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, that's a super fight. Stuff like that, Though I think naming them fights as examples, you'll know the ingredients to what makes it a super fight, right? But when you see somebody like Valentina Shevchenko, like I said, it's not even really like unfortunate. It kind of comes with the sport you're in and where you stand. Like, what, I wouldn't even say where you stand, but like it comes with the sport you're in and the eyes on the sport. Like, people look at MMA, but again, WMMA is not like this. It's not like this household sport yet. Maybe one day, but it's not like a household sport. So I don't really see there ever being that chance. Not even for the biggest ladies in there. The only one we had was Ronda Rousey, right? Ronda Rousey was really the only one that would have that because it was just so much to her character that put her here, put her in that spot. And she was more of like a standalone. She never really had like a super fight where she had this big rival that was like a back and forth, evenly 50-50, can't call them fight, So I think, like, when people try to push things on a fighter like Valentina Shevchenko, or even like a Zhang Wei Li, you can't. You just can't, because the ingredients aren't there. Valentina's just been so dominant for a long time, and Zhang Wei Li is still trying to prove herself. She's coming off a loss. She's still not established as a GOAT. As GOAT material. There's too much skipping ahead that nowadays. Like, it just seems like everybody trying to skip too much ahead. Like, I don't get it. Like, why y'all trying to like skip the resume here? Like, Zhang Wei Li is this big a threat for someone. So no, man, like, still got stuff to do in 115. Somebody asked me a question. Oh, okay. 2B says, so Combo, you predicted Ham or Bo to win the tournament. Has your pick altered? Do you think Ham takes it? Did I? I don't think I picked Ham to win. I think I picked Ham to win the Zamboanga fight, didn't I? I think no, I think I was leaning more towards Stan Fairtex. Maybe I said something wrong, but I thought Han was going to win the Denise fight, which she didn't, in my opinion. But I think Stamp might take it. I would lean more towards Stamp at this point, because I think a lot of other fighters, they'll make the right adjustments on Ham. Ham's style is dangerous when she gets set, but I don't think it's not hard to crack. Yeah, I don't think Ham was ever going to take it. No, not the tournament. Especially off of that performance. But even before that, like I said, I thought she was just going to beat Zamboanga, but I don't think she was going to win the tournament. I think Stan Fairtex more so. Yeah, that's just me. Arthur said, I think only Mother Time would beat Valentina. Eventually, she's going to lose her speed and power. Yeah. Stamina says there's no super fight for her unless she changes her discipline. She needs someone equally or more accomplished in the sport for it to be that. And as TJ says, she didn't win her only chances at that. Yeah. Mark said Valentina will get tired of kicking cans. Maybe she moves to boxing. Katie Taylor and Valentina. Katie Taylor and Valentina, that would be interesting, man. Like, you know, Katie Taylor's used to the 2-minute rounds though, so you never know how that could go. Like, she's used to fighting at a higher pace in 2 rounds and getting the job done. But I don't know. Or they say I think the only thing they might do is Valentina and Nunes 3, since both at this point are fighting complete cans. You know, that's the thing too, man. It's like, you know, that's not even really, you know, yeah, it's not a super fight. Robot Chickens, what's up? He said Stipe had a podcast now. Who gonna listen to him talk? Stipe got a podcast? Okay. I mean, maybe off of his name, you know, off of the name, people will tune in, right? But for how long, right? Stipe, man. Stipe better go on over there to one. Yeah, so, yeah, you know, even Shevchenko Nunes, it's champion versus champion, and it's, you know, high level elite fighters, but it's still not a super fight though, right? Because, you know, the first 2 fights were just chess matches. You know, fans were bored, they were controversial. You know, it's nothing nobody's really screaming about, because, you know, not everybody is a fan of Nunes or knows Nunes. So it's one of those situations where it's just a high level fight, but not super. You know, I just don't think Valentina will ever get that. Like, I love the Jermaine Durandame fight too, but it's still not super. You know, it's definitely big, but it's just never going to be super. You know, and I think that they continue to do that with, they're trying to continue to see if they can do it with Zhang Weili, but you can't rush that. Like, you try to make that fight at the end of 2022, it's still not super. Like, you can only do that, but it's not a super fight, because it's just no resume to stand on. You know, it's not Godzilla versus King Kong. You know, you got Godzilla over here wrecking shop, traveling through the water. Then you got King Kong on one side, tearing through the jungle. They capture him, put him on the ship. Him and Godzilla meet in the water. You know, that's an example. You know what I mean. Both fighters on their sides of where we're tearing up-ish. Just tearing up everything in their path. And everybody's like, like, maybe we got to make these 2 fight. They have to fight. They have to meet one day. And then boom, it happens. But there's no Godzilla King Kong element to it. 2B said, can the chat please define can? Because I feel like everyone wears that word out when describing challengers for Nunes. Combo your thoughts, please. Me personally, you know, basically a can is somebody who can't. You know, it's a tomato can. You know, it's an old boxing term we use. Tomato can, bum. And to me, 2Bs, I don't use the term personally. I don't think you ever heard me use that. You know, I got a boxing podcast too with my partner, Boxing P, and we talked about that before. Like, we don't really use that term to describe fighters, you know, especially like top 10 UFC flyweights. I'm not going to use that term. Like, Valentina's not fighting cans. She's just fighting fighters that aren't on her level. You know, the fighters in that division are on the flyweight level. They're on the elite level, right? But they're not on her level because her level's different, you know? You know, Floyd Mayweather, he's not fighting cans. He's just better. You know, I think that a lot of people use it loosely to describe their favorite fighters. You know, I think that just comes with the territory. You know, if you're a Valentina fan, then everybody's a can. You know what I mean? But to me, it don't work like that. They're just not equipped for that challenge. Jennifer Maia could beat Caitlyn, right? Or Caitlyn could beat Calvillo. So, not necessarily cans. They're still good. They're good fighters. But, Valentina's just superior. Just because she's superior doesn't make everybody else a can, So, yeah, that's my thoughts. I don't really use the word can. To me, can is harsh, especially on fighters on this high level, Bum, I definitely don't use. I never call somebody a bum unless you pop dirty, unless you're a coward, unless you're Mike Perry. Even then, he will fight, but I just call him a bum because I don't like his attitude, stuff like that. But yeah, can is, it's an old term. When you really were fighting a bum or a can, Joe Louis had the bum of the month club, guys that didn't need to be in there with him. That's what a bum is. That's what a can is. Cans to build your resume. Cans are like really early on when you don't know who the hell that fighter is on that person's resume. Like, when you starting off at 1-0, you will fight a can. You will fight a can, but when you get into the top 10 of a division, I'm not really using that term bum or can anymore. I'll use it on the lower level, maybe. Like I said, like if you're fighting people off the street. I seen an event one time where they did that. There was an event where the guy didn't show up. They actually brought in a guy off the street. Now, that Alimale McFarland fight, y'all know which one I'm talking about. Now, we might could use that term a little. I might loosen my tongue on that one, on that fight. Now, y'all know which Alimale McFarland fight I'm talking about, right? That girl that came up in there dressed like a substitute teacher that didn't look like she needed to be in there. Stuff like that don't need to happen. And I'm not being funny. I'm just saying, like, that girl don't need to be in there fighting. She was looking like she could, it's a fight game, man. You might die in there. Why you gonna bring somebody that looks like a substitute teacher in there to fight? If you want to say that's a can competition, hey, by all means. But yeah, that's just me. Arthur said, I just use can to express that those contenders are many, many levels below the champ. It's an exaggeration. Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Like I said, like, that's just me. But yeah, anybody's gonna anybody, like, if you're a fan of a fighter and you're kind of gauging fighters, yeah. Yeah, you can do that. I understand you're not disrespecting, though. Yeah, if you say a fighter, it's Valentina and everybody else is a can, I know where you're coming from, though. Yeah, you're just kind of gauging. That's how you gauge it. Mojo said natural flyweight versus a natural featherweight that's already been ran through twice, not a super fight. No, not at all. Yeah, not at all. Mark said, what about cross promotion, Valentina versus Velasquez? I would like to see cross promotion one day. I would. But I think Valentina would win that fight. Or a can be a fighter who can't beat anyone on a level. Yeah. On any level, yeah. A can be a can. TJ said, tells me Valentina has more skill than those featherweights. Did Nunes have a hard time with Valentina? No, she didn't. When it came down to it, they were like neutralized. Like, they were both respecting each other. Like, Valentina didn't do what she did to Jennifer Maia in that fight, and Nunes, she didn't do what she did to Holly Holm. You know what I mean? So neither fighter really had a hard time with each other because nobody pushed one another. It was a big chess match thought process. Mojo said, agree 100%. The rest of the flyweights are not cans. The top 10 are some of, if not the best in the world at the time, just not on Valentina's level. Like Valentina, man, that's what makes her special, man, because she's separated herself from the rest of the division, man. Like, the top 10 are not bad. She's just that damn good. Excuse my language, but she's just that damn good. Like, no, we're not going to say everybody else is bad, because if everybody else is a can, then we saying the Bullet is not as good as she can be. That means when she faced somebody in that division that maybe has 2 or 3 tools, they might give her trouble and beat her. But no, she's just that good. The top 10 is good, because, I mean, every other fight in the division is 50-50. Y'all know that. Every other division is 50-50. That's why there's that gauge there. I mean, this is something we rarely see. I mean, we seen it in the featherweight division with Cyborg being that damn dominant. And we see it with Nunes being this dominant. Now we see it with Valentina. So there's no other division. It ain't no other division. I mean, it ain't nothing new. It ain't nothing new to the division. It's like, come on. We know that she's just that good. Everybody else is just on their own level. The one division we have where everything is just juicy all day long, it's drama, because we don't know what's going to happen, is the strawweight division. That's why I love that division so much more, because it's like we don't know who's going to be dominant. There is no dominant champion. Arthur said if Nunes was so dominant, she should have taken Valentina's head off her shoulders. That's the thing. Like, she is, same with Valentina, but Valentina could have done the same thing. They cancel each other out. I think that's just some people going to have to accept. Like, Valentina and Nunes and Shevchenko cancel each other out. They just cancel each other out when it comes to skill, respect, and choices being made in the octagon. We have to accept that. Nobody's gonna be stupid enough in that fight to turn it into like a barn burner. Nobody's gonna go in there and make it Gotti Ward. You know why? Because they have too much respect for each other and too much technical ability, and their mental capacity just won't let them sink to that level. It's not gonna let them sink to that level. So you won't ever see one be dominant over the other in that fight. Mark says Zhang Jingnam versus Valentina. I don't know. Can't think of any. Yeah. I don't know about that fight. Besides GDR, Valentina, big competition. GDR, that's good. I don't know. Nunes got a beautiful resume now. Yeah, Nunes, that's why she's number one. I don't care what anybody say. Like, to me, Amanda Nunes is pound for pound number one. If you can cancel another fighter out and get a victory over them, you got a W. May not be a knockout, may not be dominant, but you got the W. If you knocked out Ronda Rousey, you knocked out Holly Holm, you beat GDR, you beat Tate, you beat Megan Anderson, you got to be number one. I mean, Valentina's definitely number two. I mean, she's dominating the flyweight division. But, I mean, when you look at the resume of Amanda Nunes, it's just one of them tantalizing things to look at. You'd be like, oh yeah, we can't knock that. Yeah. And Nunes, Anderson. Yeah, Megan Anderson, man. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, we ain't gonna put that one up there, man. But yeah, GDR twice is a beautiful thing, man. Like, I mean, she stopped her in the first fight. Second time around, just took her 5 rounds of school. But yeah, we gonna have to. Yeah, we won't do that with the Anderson fight. That no. Yeah, amazing, man. Like Amanda Nunes is, number one technical, number one as a fighter. All of that. Yeah. TJ said Nunes equals Jordan and Valentina equals Paul Pierce. Dang. Nunes equals Jordan and Valentina is Paul Pierce. Dang. Okay. Y'all. Stammer said that reference means squat to me. Hey, he said it. I'm just letting him say it. I mean, that's his. Like I said, I ain't gonna argue. He said. Yeah, nobody else caught it, I don't think. To be said, if we're gonna speak on Nunes versus second fight, Valentina barely cuts to make 125. Amanda has to cut significant amount of weight to 145 and has a reach and height advantage. And 3 judges gave Valentina Shevchenko 2 rounds. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I just don't think it'll ever happen. There just comes a time when you'll go down in history as one of the best fighters. Rob Harry said, "Don't fall for that." I'm not. Don't worry, I'm not. I am not gonna. No, he's luring me in, but I'm not going to take the check left hook. I am not taking the check left hook. Arthur said, my opinion is that Valentina was the same size as Nunes. This wouldn't even be a debate. But oh well, reality is that Valentina is much smaller than Nunes. But again, it's my opinion. Hey, yeah, man. I think again, like I was saying, Valentina definitely gonna go down in the history as one of the best martial artists, MMA fighters of all time. But that happens. Yeah, I mean, and that's a great accomplishment. I mean, but having a super fight, not everybody has. Larry Holmes, he didn't ever have a super fight. He never had like a great rival to rival his great skills. Roy Jones Jr. never really had like a back and forth rival. Like, he never really had his Leonard Duran or Hagler Hearns. Some fighters do though. Holyfield, he had his Bo, his Tyson, and his Lewis and so on. It's just like that. It's just like that because, again, her situation is different. I've never said too good for her own good. She's just dominant. She's just got her division, and her division is on this level, and she has all the answers. And when you have all the answers, man, it's just, when you have all the answers, it's just gonna be almost like you have, X-ray glasses on when you're taking a test. You know what I mean? Like you can see the answer key, or you swipe the answer key. You just have all the answers, so it's gonna be an easy ride. You know what I mean? So it's just one of them things, man. I don't need to see her in a super fight at this point. It'd be good to see somebody give her a good rivalry, just for good action. But other than that, I think she's showing us a little bit of everything, and really has put a big impact, not just on WMMA but MMA period. With what she brings to the table. She just said, I want to run it back. How many chances is Valentina going to get? It's starting to be another Holly Holm. Dang. Me personally, I'm like, I'm done. Me, TJ, I'm done. Like, 2 is good. It's not going to get any better. When people see another boring fight, they'll get mad. They're just going to get mad. They'll be like, oh, man, this fight was boring. what did you expect? Did you think Valentina was gonna go in there and try to knock Nunes out, and vice versa? So I really don't want to see a third fight with Nunes and Shevchenko. I think that's just it. People are wishing for something that ain't gonna happen. You know, people are just wishing for something that's not gonna happen in the Shevchenko fight. You know, so no. Okay. 2B said, who's the next greatest flyweight and bantamweight? Okay. Who's the next greatest flyweight? I think when Valentina retires, at this point, there really is nobody. And that's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, nobody's found their niche to be dominant. And, you know, that's something I have to talk about in another video, man. One day, like, nobody's really established dominance. Like, everybody knows how to fight, but nobody's really figured out that key to dominating. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's really found that art of war to say this is how you destroy. This is how you intimidate. This is how you control. And this is how you let your mental take over and not your heart. You know, I think not many other flyweights have found that, I won't say balance, because when it comes to fighting, you know, the mental has to be the strongest part. And I think nobody else has that mental cold dominance like Valentina. Same like when Floyd was around, you know, nobody really had that attitude that it's all about me. And when I say cold, man, it doesn't mean about being a cold killer all the time. I mean, you have to be thinking of number one. You know, you got to think of it being a defensive-minded person, you know. So, you know, that's just what it comes down to, man. It's like somebody is going to have to rise up over Valentina one day when she's gone and say, I'm taking over. I am taking over this division now. You know what I mean? And then to do that, like I said, it's going to take a lot of work of just saying, look, I got to get the win any way I want. I got to get the weight by any means necessary. Any means necessary. And that's how it is. I mean, so there really is no greatest flyweight right now. Greatest bantamweight. Yeah, see, great, man. That's a tough term to use. Like, I could see GDR getting the belt, but I don't know if she'd be great. You know. I really don't think there is anybody up next to being great after these two. There's good fighters, you know. Everybody else is good, but I think after they leave, somebody else gonna have to, like, you know, start from the bottom and work their way up, man, for real. I mean, what do y'all think? I don't see anybody. I don't see anybody else just stepping in line to say, "Oh, that's the next great person." I think usually when you have somebody known as the greatest, it's like they're already dominant, you know, and there's nobody else there. It always takes like another era to come up. Y'all crazy, y'all over there talking about. Well, y'all have a good conversation. I see a good debate. But I mean, what do you think, 2Bs? I mean, you asked that question. Who do you think is the next greatest flyweight, bantamweight? Before I get up out of here, what do you think? I mean, me, personally, I don't see anybody else being the greatest yet. Yeah, answer that. Let me take y'all out of the debate. What do you think? Who do you think? Who's the next greatest flyweight or bantamweight? What do y'all think? Robert Henry, stamina, two beasts. Like I don't think there is one after they leave for each division yet. To be said, if I had a choice, I'd say Tracy Cortez. Oh man, see some early work in her. You see some early work in her. I would say Tanisha probably. As far as like the way she's like getting her building her skill like possible. But I'm not even gonna say she is the next great yet. I'm just saying she has potential. And for bantamweight. And Manon Firo, I mean, Manon Firo's style might be a little bit, it could be troublesome because she's putting everything together now, man. Like, who knows what she'll look like in a couple more years. Yeah, you really can't think right now. I mean, like, you really can't say, like, nobody really said that, nobody said Nunes was going to be great in the very beginning, Like, I never really said Shevchenko was going to be the one, even before she was in LFA, you know what I mean? Like, it takes time. It takes a resume to go back and, look back on. TJ said I can see Manon in the top 10 easily, maybe top 5 in 2 or 3 years. Yeah, I think she just has an interesting style and work ethic. I've been looking at her channel. She responds to, that's why I like Manon. She's always done, like I said, don't speak English, but she will respond to me and share stuff. So I think aside from that though, I think Manon Firo, even before I was like talking to her, just watching her style, she has a lot of room for growth into being a well-rounded dominant fighter. Like if she's just dominant with her hands, she'll be interesting. Robert Henry, all right, man. All right, good night, man. He said Valentina, Thug Rose, and the Savage, the greatest. Rose is good champion, but I don't know if she's I don't say she's a great yet. Yeah, Erin Blanchfield's a good band flyweight. Good flyweight. I like what I see in her. Yeah, Manon is like 32, but I think that's a good age for her to be in the UFC because you're mature. You're thinking more with a mature mind, and I think at being 31 in the UFC now, in her size and her strength, she'll make wiser choices in there. She'll make wiser choices in there. Manon Firo is in a mind. Being 31 in the UFC is good where she's at because she'll know what she wants and how to get it. Let me put it that way. So I don't think her age is going to be like a big factor here. If anything, it's going to help her with crunch time. With her fight coming up. Don't forget this week, y'all. We're gonna do a flyweight tournament stream. We either gonna do it this weekend. We'll see because we got 4. No. We ain't gonna do that yet because this week we got 4 fights coming up. I think tomorrow we're gonna do a fight, WMMA fight show with these next 4 fights here. Yeah, we gotta do one for this week. Yeah, we gotta do one for. Whoa, not this week. Hold on. There's a weekend coming up where there's like 4 WMMA fights. And I'm not talking about the big one. I'm talking about there's one more weekend where it's like 4 fights. Because I think who is on that card? Doggone it. Let me pull it up here. Let me see. September. Excuse me. Yeah. 18th. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I think Erin Blanchfield has skills to be a contender, but not, I won't say great yet. Marcus said Victoria Leonardo. Trying to get blocked again. Oh, you think Victoria Leonardo was better than Tracy Cortez as a joke, right? Nah. Yeah, stamina. Yeah, man. You right, man. That's prime, man. Early 30s, that's prime, man. She's in the right place at the right time. 20, 22, 23, 24. That's young, man, for the UFC. But that's what I'm saying. 31, 32. You're in a mind state to know how to get it and what type of approach to take. You got a mature mind. You know, you got your grown strength. You got that adult strength. You know, the grind is a hell of a lot more serious. The goals are clearer. I don't know. That's another video I got to do. I'm going to tell y'all, man, early 30s is when, be in the UFC, man. It's like having a kid, man. It's like, I don't have any, but I know them struggles. You know, you had that kid at a certain age and, push you through that right mind frame. It's like, oh, yeah, the picture is clear. Now I know what I need to do. I think the same thing is going to be, you going to see that for Manon Fiorot. Yeah. The weekend of the 18th is, we got to do a show talking about them fights because we got Erin Blanchfield, Sarah Alpar, Patty Kansan, and Rocky Pennington. And Rocky Pennington down the prelims now. Emily Whitmire, Hannah Goldie, Mandy Bohm, and Ariane Lipsky. Now, I know those aren't the greatest fights. But we got to talk about them. Because, my girl Panty's on there. And Marcus's girl, Mandy Bohm, is on there. So, yeah. Yeah, 4 fights, man. Yeah. And then we got another 4 fights at the end of the month. So it's getting real out here. What about the 1FC 125 champion? I don't know. Who got in their rankings over there? Let's see. I got to go back and look at their rankings there. Mo just said it could be years after Nunes and Valentin retire before we see dominant fighters. Right, yeah. Yeah, it could be years. That's what I'm saying. It could be years. It could be years, man. Yeah, Manon Fiorot, like I said, yeah, possible. With what she's bringing to the table and her experience and her drive. We'll see, man. She seems to be eating, sleeping, and piss and fight. That's all she's been doing, man. Eat, sleep, drink, piss, fight game. That's all. Stamina said Patty better get that win. She better, man. Patty better get that win, man. I don't want to see her just going in there banging it out, man. I want to see her take the W. For sure. Patty better get that W, boy. I don't feel she should be in the UFC either. Dang. He said my girl Patty don't need to be in the UFC. Yeah. I lose no sleep whatsoever. She wasn't around. Yeah, Ruiz, man, she ain't ready. Okay, on that note, TJ, we're getting up out of here. He said Jillian Hands of Stone Robertson is a future champ. Oh, wow. He said Hands of Stone. He gonna give her that moniker, man. Hands of Stone. You gonna give her that moniker? No, man. Hands of Stoner. Oh. All right, now y'all gonna pull my man BJ up out of here. He can pull him out. He heard that. Hands of Stone. Hands of Stoner. Wow. Y'all crazy, man. But yeah, man, we've been on here long enough. Good talk as always. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to new. I think you're new in here. Arthur Antonio's new in here, so shout out to Arthur Antonio coming through. Good conversation. Make sure you subscribe. If you haven't, Arthur, like I said, you a new head up in here, so appreciate you coming through as well. Arthur Antonio in the win. Yeah. So Mojo, I know you always be up in here too, so appreciate that. And yeah, she is, man. That's all she do, man. She be getting zooted, man. I don't know about that. She probably need to stop that. Throw them hands. Start throwing them hands. Yeah, man. When Lemos gets to that point, if Lemos can dominate and look good against Nina Ansaroff, we'll see. We'll see what she can do. There's Beach Head at the door. But yeah, man. Daniel Edwards, Rocky decisions, Panty. It's possible. Because, Rocky's got skill. Rocky got some skill. I ain't going to knock that. I was surprised she beat Aldana that time. I mean, I really wasn't shocked, but I was at the same time, I kind of saw something where I was like, okay, I see what she got, Yeah, so she put the work on Aldana, so hey. But yeah, y'all, let me get up out of here. We will be back on tomorrow. We'll talk about some WMMA tomorrow. I was asking y'all that. Shoot. I was about to ask y'all that too. I forgot about that topic. I was like, that's not even fight topic related. I was just watching Walking Dead again, and Walking Dead's back on its last season. I was like, who likes The Walking Dead? I'm about to start talking about it. Since it's the last season. One of my favorite shows. So, we might have to do that one day. But let's roll up out of here. Like always, guys, appreciate the conversation. Shout out to everybody in the chat. 7 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be back on to talk. I got some topics to talk about tomorrow. So yeah, make sure y'all stay tuned. Like always, appreciate that, Mojo. Like always, Combo Breaker 99. I am out. Subscribe. Peace.